All right, here's my Elemental Hero Neos deck profile. I saw a lot of them online, and then I think I came up with one that is uniquely my own. So here, starting off with 3 Elemental Heroes. Now, a lot of them that I've seen online want only 1 Elemental Hero Neos, or 2 at the most. I haven't seen one with 3. I think with a lot of the whole deck being a part of this, you need 3 because you're always constantly, oh, do I have enough in my grave? Where are they at? And a lot of the times you can actually put them at the bottom of your deck, so they're not that big of an issue. You do run into an issue where you can break your hand, but that shouldn't happen too often. Now with that said, 2 Spirited Neos. I had 3, but I feel like just using 2 helps with the hand traps and helps with breaking the hand because you don't want to keep drawing them over and over again. I do want to expand on these, but there's the only 3 I have right now. I was possibly putting Air Hummingbird to put Storm Neos within the extra deck. That's the 3 that I have right now. Possibly Air Hummingbird is the one that I would put in. I only have 1 Neo Space Connector. I also see a lot of people having 3 of those because it is a good card, but the fact that you don't use that many Neospatians means that I don't think there's much purpose to have more than just 1 of those. And then 3 Crosskeepers, and then that's just because you can use it as a hand effect to special summon an Elemental Hero. And then I was thinking about just putting it down to 2. Possibly I might still think about doing that, maybe swapping it out with another Neospatian or something, I don't know. But right now I have that at 3. That's pretty much everything that has to do with Neospatians so far. For Elemental Heroes, I have 2 Stratos. I think 2 Stratos is pretty good because they are a good searcher, obviously. 1 Liquid Soldier, that's good if there's something in your graveyard, as well as letting you draw more if you do end up fusing. And this is a good polymerization search because you will be using polymerization in this deck that I have. And then an Elemental Hero Avian and Burstinatrix. The reason I have these 2 is because I have Grand Merge. Grand Merge requires to use 2 normal hero monsters. That's another reason why I have 3 regular Neos, the normal monster one, because it vibes well, I think, with it. And these don't really break my hand that much. You could always play with them, search them with Stratos, special summon them with Liquid Soldier. There's always something you can do, or just send them to the graveyard with Vion. And then I just have the 1 Honest Neos. That really depends on what you want to do with this, if you want it or not. I like having it just in case I need something to randomly like get 4,000 plus on a monster, you know. Then 3 EN Engaged Neospace is really important because it just gives you a $3,500 attack point. Neos gets them on the field, or if you need a Neospatian, that's not really used much. I haven't used it because I don't have that many Neospatians. But yeah, just gets them on the field, gets a bunch of things in the graveyard. That way you can start miracle contacting them out and everything. It's really important. 3 Neos Fusions. I feel like that speaks for itself. It's just a really good card. The only bad thing about it is that once you use it, you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So make sure you use that at the end of the turn. But yeah, it's just like an extra little thing. And then it also protects your Fusion Neos monster as well. 1 Miracle Contact, you can use Brave Neos to search for this, so I think only 1 is good because it could break your opening hand since you need things in the graveyard or in your hand. You don't want to use that many resources. I feel like this is only good when you search it, so get a lot of things, we have 3 Neos Fusions to get a lot of things into the graveyard. And then once it's in the graveyard, you can use Miracle Contact to get one of those bigger like Cosmo Neos or Nebula Neos. We got a Miracle Contact. Elemental Hero Sunrise is in this deck. Sunrise searches for Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion, it's good because it puts things into the Banished. And a lot of these new cards with the power of the elements, like Favor Contact and stuff, takes monsters from the Banished into account. EN Wave, I don't really see that many decks use this. Just having this in the field spell, or in your spell trap card zone as a continuous spell, if you can keep it on there, if there's no Twin Twisters or whatever, just having it on there makes a lot of things because you're constantly shuffling monsters from your graveyard or the field into the extra deck. You're constantly fusing because as a hero deck, you're constantly fusing. It just replenishes new and new and new. It keeps giving you a better, more material to work with on the field. So that's pretty much it with those things. Then you got 2 polymerizations. I think 2 is important because you're constantly going through it. You have Stratos to search Vion. Vion gets it. Liquid Soldier has this draw 2 effect with fusing. And having 2 I think is very important. 1 Neo space. I was thinking about not having this one on there because it's kind of worthless. It's pretty terrible field spell, but at the same time it could also be searched by Brave Neos, and I mean sometimes you're still just fusing like into Dark Neos, Aqua Neos, Grand Neos. It's kind of annoying to having to keep putting them back into the deck, but that one's possibly one that you could definitely get rid of just because it's kind of bad. They need to rework that one. Then we got Searchers as well as Foolish Burial. This one's pretty obvious to tell why. This one can get all the like Stratos, all the level 4 lower heroes, as well as Aqua Dolphin. Crosskeeper, I believe, is a warrior as well. Yeah, Crosskeeper is a warrior, so it can search this as well as the heroes. Vion, Liquid Soldier can be searched with that. And so can Aqua Dolphin if you do need Aqua Dolphin. So obviously reinforcement of the army is important. This gets into something into the graveyard that's always good. Always good to have stuff in your graveyard to keep shuffling through. A Hero Lives. I only have 1 of those. I was thinking of not even putting it in there, but you never know. That could be a clutch save every once in a while. Twin Twister, just a random like, okay, get rid of Spell and Trap. It discards a card. I think getting cards in the graveyard is important. I had 3 of these at one point, favorite contacts, but I think 2 is good because, again, it's kind of like the issue that I had with Miracle Contact, in which you need things in your Spell and Trap card zone. Or, excuse me, in your graveyard. So if you like start drawing like 2 favorite contacts because you have 3 of them, or even if you draw 1, it's still not the best thing ever. Drawing 1 works out because you can just set it and then use it in the next turn, but you really want to start getting these like further into the game, because you don't have anything in your graveyard. So just having like 3 of these plus Miracle Contact, possibly being able to be drawn upon your first hand, can really start breaking your hand. This also, I guess that kind of goes with this. This could be a really good saver because you could just summon like 5 things and then contact into them. That's another reason why I was thinking possibly putting another Neospatian to help out with that. This could also be interchangeable. I like this card, but that's personal. And then just 3 random cards. This is obviously not important, but that's the ones I pick. Now for extra deck, I have Flame Wingman. Flame Wingman is used obviously with Avian and Burstinatrix, and you need it in order. You don't really use it that much. You just summon it to get to this, or if you link summon to this, you can select Flame Wingman, gets Burstinatrix and Avian into your hand. If you already have a polymerization, because a lot of things search for polymerization, then you can fuse them and then possibly do a Neos fusion into this. This is like a boss monster. This is what you want to summon, but there's more than one of those. This one can skip a turn, so what you can do is set this your turn. If you have 3 Neospatians and Elemental Neos on either your grave, banished, or field or whatever, set this on your turn, and then when it's your opponent's turn, activate it, summon Cosmo Neos, and then Cosmo Neos effect lets you essentially skip their turn because they can't activate any spell trap cards or monster effects. So if you can pull that off without getting negated, you'll essentially just skip their entire turn. Nebula Neos is really good if you're down in card advantage. If you can go ahead and get that from this, just needs Grand Mole, Dark Panther, and obviously Neos. It lets you draw cards based on how many cards that the opponent has on the field. So that's very good. Then you got the three singular Neos fusions, which is this one's with Aqua Dolphin, Dark Panther, and Grand Mole. This one's really good because it doesn't target, it takes them back to the hand. This gets rid of a card on their hand, like it discards it, that's good, card advantage. And then this negates without targeting as well. So there's certain situations where you can use those where they could be very beneficial, not that you wouldn't even think of usually. Then you got these three, two Brave Neos is obviously really good. I think you need 2 of these because it searches after you destroy a monster, and it is very good. As well as it starts getting an attack, and if you have Neospace on it, then it could easily be like a 3,500 easy monster. This is another just, okay, since there's so many warriors in here, if you got a Neos Fusion, you can put Crosskeeper in the graveyard, you can put any of the, you can put a Neospace connector, you can put any of the Neospatian monsters. Well, not any, you got to put Aqua Dolphin. Any of the Elemental Hero monsters. So like if you have Liquid Soldier in your hand and you want to put Stratos in the graveyard, that way you can summon Liquid Soldier, special summon Stratos, stuff like that. I think it's good to be able to have that, as well as Brave Neos can do that as well. Great Tornado is kind of just there, just an extra deck because there's a bunch of wind monsters. So that's the 2 Stratos and Avian, as well as fusing into another Elemental Hero monster. That's good. You got Sunrise. Sunrise is pretty obvious because of Miracle of Fusion. And it has really good effects where it destroys a card on the field. That could be a spell and trap card if another Elemental Hero monster attacks. And you're going to be constantly fusing these things out. Having things in your banish zone actually works out because this can use monsters from the banish zone. So it works out. And then I finally got Elemental Hero Grand Merge. This is good because it can be a no TK option where you fuse. You need two normal hero monsters. So here's your selection of, you have 5 normal hero monsters. So it can be something like this and Burstinatrix. It gains 300 times the number of level that the 2 consist of, so 10. So this would be 3,000. So you attack something with this, then that's 3,000 damage or whatever it is. And then the quick effect, while you're in battle phase, you can special summon another hero monster. And then if they're, but yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.